Hey guys, here is a summary of what I understood from the Reesa Teesa story. Um, I'm just going to summarize it. I don't know how many minutes this will be, but let me just summarize it real quick. So Risa was this young lady. She's not young, like I'm just giving the expression, like young, single. She's not too young. She's in her mid 40s or so, or maybe in her 40s. But she was single for a while. I think she said she was single for about a year or two, and she finally met a guy. She quoted him and named him Legion. Okay, so let's say she met Legion, and within 2 weeks of meeting Legion, Legion moved in. This was in 2020. So yeah, 2020. Remember we had lockdown and all that. So Legion moved into her own house, to her own home with her. So after Legion moved into her home with her, they started living together. And Legion would, he claimed to be wealthy enough, when the guy is like at least able to afford some kind of things like cars and all that. So he said he was going to buy them a house and all that. So they should go see houses. So they went to places to check houses. At the time, the house counts and all that, it was over 20 houses they had checked, and he still hadn't bought anyone. And he would put that he'll pay in cash. And this money used to be so high, like $700,000 and all that. So the agent was like, "Sir, if you're going to pay this much cash, the people need proof of fund. You need to prove that, like, you need to prove that you have that kind of money and like where you get the money from and all that." So he refused to do the proof of fund. They lost the agent. Like the agent said, no, 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 I can't deal with this. And the agent's name was Scott. So check several. He will just keep her hopes high. She'll be so happy and imagine, when someone tell you they want to give you something, especially something like house, you'll be imagining how you'll be sleeping in the room, things like that. So she used to have those kind of imagination, and then it will just dash away. In short, the one she couldn't really get her mind off was the first one. They checked her hopes were really so high, and somehow he couldn't afford it, but he wouldn't tell her that he can't afford it because he's a pathological liar. Like he lies unprovoked. Someone that you just be sitting down and the person will just come and lie for nothing's sake. That kind of person he was. So even though she would like want to get that lie and catch it, especially that first time, she convinced herself that we'll let him just lie his way out of this. So these things have been going on, and she wasn't noticing it that much because she was so in love. Yeah, because yeah, women used to do that kind of thing when you are in love. We normally do it. So he promised to buy her a car. He told her. She said her dream car was a BMW, I think, and he offered to, took them to go and check it in the dealer shop. They test drive these cars and all that. That's the height. I was screaming like, they test drive all these cars, and he will still not buy it. And it was one excuse or the other, and he knows how to cook up these lies to cover up whatever he's saying. So he's able to lie in a way that he has another lie to cover up that lie perfectly. It kept going like that and like that and like that and like that and like that. You guys, she got pregnant, and pregnancy hormones and all that, while they were checking the house and all that. So maybe stress and all that. So she eventually lost the baby. She had a miscarriage. She did a surgery for D&C to get the baby evacuated properly from her womb and her stomach and all that. You guys, that guy scared me. Like, I'm just so happy that she survived it, because this kind of guy is someone that can do and undo. So she said he lied about his name. For example, let me give you the example she used. She said if someone's name is Matthew, you have an account with your name Matthew. You go to another app and you open another account with Matt, you know. So he wasn't using like one name consistently. He was switching. In short, everything about him was a lie. He said he had four brothers. You know, he had only two brothers. He claimed to have sisters. He didn't have any sister. You know, too many lies. He claimed he had one divorce. He had like two or maybe some other divorce that she didn't even have an idea, and we also didn't have an idea because yeah, we're all interested. This is now our story. Yeah, so these lies. But when I was listening to it for a minute, I started listening to this stuff. Let me say 2:30. I finished around past 10 in the night because for some time I'll go back and go and like, did I hear well? At one point I'm like, no, this guy might not be a normal person. It might be a demon or a devil or a wizard, you know, because you can't come out to a human being unprovoked. Like, so he'll just be sitting down and all the thing he'll be thinking is, what lie should I say next, or what hope of hers should I dash, and let me come up with that lie, you know. That was what he was doing. And if you notice, I'm trying not to move so much because I'm holding my phone with my hands. I'm like, no, no, no. The owner of the story didn't have to set ring lights. I don't need to set ring light. Let me just give you guys the story the way it is. Now I'm like, no. You guys, when you meet liars, liars are different. The way this guy was lying. And so when she was telling us the lie, I asked myself, like, how can someone lie like this? The lies were extreme. It kept getting worse. It kept getting worse. In short, he said he was a manager, he worked at Apple, he was a VP. All were lies. Now, even the car he was driving, even the car he was driving, excuse me, guys, even the car he was driving, he rented it. He couldn't keep up in life. He couldn't even get a house. That's how bad. And so when she ended up finding out some truth and how the things were going, when she was putting two and two together, because when the lies kept going non-stop, she something in her intuition started telling her that some things are not true. She should, you know, she started doing investigative journalism and all that. She was able to get some info, some key info that was going to help her. But my point, like where I got scared for her was, girl, if you find out something like that, you don't need to actually tell him. For example, if you find out someone went to buy, you know, like scissors, and you know the person lied about it, you don't come and tell the person, so you got the scissors. I am going to do this. Don't tell them your next move. Just do it. Because the time she said she's done, she was done with the relationship. She said he had an injury till she ended that video. I don't think she knew what happened to that leg. He was almost bedridden. In short, he couldn't like move like that anymore for a while. So she was concerned for like for him, but he kept lying again because he couldn't stop lying. For a minute, I wanted to give. You see, that's where he got to me as well. Because I'm like, maybe he has a trauma, or maybe he's seeing things. Because I don't understand how somebody will sit and just tell lies smoothly. Like you won't even ask your conscience. You know, it has gotten so worse to the extent that he doesn't ask his conscience why he's lying. So, um, oh my God, you guys, this story, if you are patient and you can watch it, I feel like you can go watch her on TikTok, Reesa Teesa. But if you're not, this is actually what happened. So all the lies came back falling. He told his mother's best friend, he told her that his mother's best friend was his own aunt. He told the year he exclaimed that his grandma died was not the year. His grandma died in 2008. He told her she died 2020. He's, you know, he was just leaving, so he would form phone calls. That was the crazy one. He'll form phone calls for like 45 minutes and he will not be talking to anybody. Excuse me. And this kept going on for months. Every single day, like 6 a.m., he'll make call for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and it will be a lie. Like, what? That man must have a generator of lie in him. Because I'm so like, I was cussing like, woo, this man cannot live somewhere with someone that has anger issues. They probably would have killed him, you know. Sorry for my language, but he wouldn't survive it. Yeah, because how do you tell someone non-stop lie? And do you know what? Because he's still going to come out of it, I feel like he's going to still dumbfound somebody. He's going to go and add this trauma to somebody else's life again somewhere. And the girl will think she's a saint and she's living her best life. She'll think the exes are bad, you know. He went as far as telling his wife that the ex-wife's daughter is dead when she's very much alive. You guys, it's crazy. I can't even begin to believe all the things. So, like I was saying, he told her that his ex-wife daughter was dead and all those kind of things. Like that man was not having the fear of God in any way. He wasn't even thinking of having fear of God. It wasn't a if somebody can lie to someone like that. And the worst part is that he married her. You know, none of his family knew he was married to her. In short, the wife before her, the one that exed him, nobody knew he was married to her as well. I think she said that one spent, is it 6 months or 3 months? 6 months, I think, in the marriage before they exed him. And the one before, so the one that was officially written in his grandma's obituary was another one. The ex-wives before that one didn't know that one. You know, he lied. He didn't even give his correct social security number on their own wedding address. You know, those kind of things. See, what I need to say is that girls, if you just find anything that looks like a guy is, your mind is telling you something is off. It is off. It is really off because man, you can't tell me anything. Like when she was explaining this thing, I don't know if I'm going to even make another video, but this one was getting to me like you're lucky she doesn't even have African families. I swear he's very lucky she doesn't have African families. Everyone going to go and trace him and beat the shit out of him. Because how would you lie to someone that much and not have the fear of God? Like that's not right. That's not even right to do to someone. You should at least have something that you fear enough. You know, the lies were just endless. In short, even if he was caught in the act of lying, he would still deny it. He would screenshot accounts like when they said show us your proof of fund. Imagine somebody going to go and screenshot from the internet and showing someone. Like why? You didn't even need to, and she's a very gracious person. She's a very nice, like she's a calm person from the videos that I have watched. She's not someone that will make trouble and all that. It's obvious you can come out and say the truth at any time, but he wasn't ready for the truth. He just kept going. He didn't know when to stop. It was really bad. You guys, I don't know if I can express what by I can express as much. She tried with the details, but even me that had watched the entire video, some of them on repeat, I promise you, I can't even remember as much details as because whew, I don't think I can stand someone. She was married to him for over a year or so, or around a year, and she said it became worse once they got married. Marriage will expose everything. So I think God just wanted her to have the grace of being alive to escape that kind of man, you know. And guys, guess what? I'm going to go and look for his own side of the gist because he came out saying somebody exposed him, so he finally got on TikTok again and said, um you are lying. What was so you guys after this video I'm just going to go and watch that one. Let's see what he has to say. So I think these are my own parts of this video. I'm just expressing this down here, so I have this already. So let's go.